Okay, so I've been answering questions on miasms from my Argentum Mentoring students, and this is a question that I have had from Helena. She said, since I haven't learned much about miasms in my school, I wonder which books, courses would you recommend? Now, I've spoken about what are miasms in my videos on the basic definitions of miasms and their concepts, but here are some of my favorite books that I highly encourage you to take the time and learn from. Now, I'm dividing these books into three different types because I've divided the miasms into three different types of miasmatic understandings. So for the Hahnemannian miasm, we're going to look at, I highly recommend Hahnemann's chronic diseases. It's great to understand latent sora and latent and secondary sora. So Hahnemann has spent much of his chronic diseases on sora, but this is a great, book to understand latent sora and in some way stage 4 homeopathy as well, but more about that later. Now, for Kentian miasms, I would look at Kentian lectures on homeopathic philosophy, check for the chapters on miasms. And it's a great place to understand constitutional miasmatic treatment, which is latent miasmatic treatment and secondary miasmatic treatment, right? Now, J.H. Allen has written 2 volumes, Chronic Miasms Volume 1, which is a great book on sora and pseudosora, which is tubercular miasm, and then he's written Volume 2 on psychotic miasms. Now, this is again a wonderful book, both of these volumes on latent and secondary miasmatic manifestations, secondary latent and secondary active miasmatic manifestations of sora, pseudosora, and psychosis. Now, Compton Burnett is somebody I would definitely look at for contemporary Hahnemannian miasms. His book on vaccinosis is a great understanding the vaccine miasms. His 50 Reasons for Being a Homeopath has so many case studies on the use of antimiasmatic or what he calls exotic remedies. His Curability of Tumors is a wonderful book on case studies on how to study or how to work and unfold complex multi-miasmatic layers and cases. And also, he has emphasized a great deal on cases at stage 1 and 2, where you have more so the pathology or, a very, very chronic diseases which are one-sided or organ damage or organ pathological cases, and how you use miasms or antimiasmatic remedies at that level. Right? Now, Margaret Tyler has written the book Comparisons of Chronic Miasms. Again, it's great for miasmatic cases and indications of other infectious diseases than the 3 primary miasms. H.A. Roberts, his book The Principles and Art of Cure by Homeopathy, has chapters on miasms, sora, psychosis, tubercular, and syphilis at all 4 stages. Great book. Check it out. Donald Fubister has Carcinosinum Drug Picture, great starter for cancer miasmatic indications. Now, Dr. Vijayakar has a book on predictive homeopathy and theory of suppression, part 1 and 3. This is perfect to understanding the miasmatic indications at a constitutional level, but as well as based on the genetic, physical, mental makeup and pathological predispositions. So check it out. All these are wonderful books on Kentian miasms, and there are so many more, but these were the ones I just, think are the best ones that I found in my practice. Now, for Sankaran's miasm, you have to go to the start. So I'll look at Sankaran's Substance of Homeopathy. It's great for miasmatic indications through a root traumatic situation, as I explained, in prenatal life and from family history. And to get a whole spectrum of all these different types of miasmatic understanding, check my book on Miasms, Guide to Miasmatic Maze. This is mostly focused on Kentian miasms, but my other course, The Ultimate Blueprint for Miasm, it's a 6-month intensive training that covers the entire spectrum, right from Hahnemannian to contemporary Hahnemannian, Kentian, and Sankaran, and with the clinical application. across all these different types of miasmatic approaches and the cases that they really suit. So hope this gives you enough food for thought, Helena, to get on and yes, let me know which ones are your favorite books and which ones did I miss, and if you found something more interesting as well. Thank you very much.